All right, let's get into part 2 of man merging with machine, aliens, the return of Jesus, AI, Wi-Fi, smart grid, all these little things, okay? Because the new heaven and earth, we've had the foundation for the 24 years laid out, and now we've had the bricks being set up and the new heaven and earth and all those things. The gates are open while the gates are closing, and you're kind of in that hellfire zone that you have to pass through. So that's when the Great Tribulation comes upon America, and this is you have the Great Tribulation opening up right now to where you're going to be taken into those 7-8 years of the hard 8 of the craps table and those types of things. So with the mothership and the aliens being talked about in different ways, shapes, and forms, the Area 51, the Canada 51 state, those types of things. We're seeing things in a reverse order. As we're going forward, we're going backward, as the beginning is declared from the end. So some of the things I bring to the table has happened in my own personal life, okay? And when I say these things, I'm talking about the UFO crafts that I've seen, the so-called mothership that I've seen that took up a portion of the sky, and I've been grabbed in the sleep on the same night. My wife felt a presence where she was paralyzed basically. So 2 people in the same bed are experiencing 2 types of different things. As a child, I grew up in the church. I got saved at a young age, and I remember still today driving and being told about hell in the car on Irving Boulevard, and my mom coming in that night, "What you crying about? I don't want to go to hell." Those types of things. And I prayed that prayer and asked Jesus, when Jesus told us not to ask. But we'll get into that. I've gotten into that before. But Paul is or they're taking Paul's teachings actually and telling you to ask. Okay, you don't need to ask anything. God's already inside all people. Okay, and that's part of this light that's being taken and darkened in one way through the RNA, which is the messenger for the DNA. This corona, this dark sun has been shown, this invisible enemy. Well, now this enemy is going to be shown, but it's going to be shown within you if you took that as armies gathered. Okay? So as this light is being darkened, this hive, mound, clone, drone, whatever society is being developed for this new age of Earth, or it's being taken out because that lab rat or whatever's been consumed and whatever kind of thing. Okay, so when you go through this lab rat system or this breeding system for animals, and we're just basically a highly evolved animal. Okay, so you can look at our cultures and all these things will help you understand how we're going from one to the other. But this is a different time because we've created the light has worked through man, the lampstand, and the consciousness of man, that Christ's Spirit has gone through all of us, and we are going into where man merges with machine through Wi-Fi in one way. And this can be to where it's starting to turn on things within man's brain to where we can connect to the earth and the animals and the people and all these things in different ways. And as we do this, we need to come to one algorithm of love, but with love there's hate. So this is where you have like a divided spectrum, or where you have the is to come and is not, and the tree with 2 branches, and one's outgrown the other, one's a shaded dead, whatever kind of thing, or one's got that fungal disease, or that black mold spot or whatever kind of thing going on with it. So as once we understand that what we are and where we are and what is around us and what is going on and what is flowing through man, and once we understand the so-called Jesus versus Jesus Christ, and what he was teaching versus what Paul was teaching versus what the church teaches, all these different things. And it's just not with Christianity, it's with Muslim, it's with, or Islam or whatever, it's with and Judaism and all those. They've all been taken and twisted in one way, shape, or form to where you're worshiping some kind of begotten son sitting on a throne. So they take God and put God out there when God is in here. God is in all men. Heaven is in us, every one of you. And the light of God is inside of all of us. And God is he's infinite. So this is where we have all this creation around us, all this different light going into this different states of matter. And the states of matter is to let you know that you matter, and they matter, and they matter, and he matters, and she matters, and everybody matters. And now we've gotten into a frequency of where they don't matter. They're not like us. They're doing things against our God. They're doing things that are filthy, wicked, and whatever. They don't matter. Or, well, let's go bomb Palestine. Let's go bomb Gaza. Let's go bomb the shit out of Ukraine. Let's go bomb the shit out of Russia. Let's bomb the United States. Whatever, okay? So, why? Oh, man. War is a perfect image that's been given life to show you brainwashing and how one man can gather a multitude of men to go and lay their life down. So we have Trump with Space Force. He's got to use Space Force at some time. And the Space Force we see kind of setting up, maybe starting with the astronauts being rescued next week or whatever. So either way, the man merging with machine, this can be happening in a carnal way as far as the robot and that type of thing. And it can also be happening in a organic way to where man is turning on as we move up, okay? And the 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, whatever, 6G is coming out. All these things that are taking us up or down, okay? And we can see like the seventh world of Buddha, the rapture, whatever. Maybe that's tied to like the 7G that comes out. And the 76 is tied to the 6G or whatever, and that would be where like the people are just like completely gone. Where, because we shouldn't say we, but me and the wife and some other people, a few people, but noticed the majority is going down, okay, but it's going up too, but it's to where, man, they can get it. They can only take like a minute or two, and then it's just like you can literally see the person turn off. Like, it's kind of weird, dude. But and I've told you before where I see, like, it seems like everyone is attached to some type of string or whatever kind of thing, and it's like it's weird, dude. But that doesn't happen all the time. That happens in certain cycles or whatever. And then like certain cycles I'll notice like going forward or backward, the electric bike I drive. Sometimes top speed varies like between like 4 miles an hour or whatever kind of thing, 3 miles an hour. So it's weird stuff like that. So there's just like we're connecting to this energy basically, okay? And this is where we could see a new AI race or this new alien race or whatever. The AI, I've told you this before, the AI is connecting to the mothership, or they use these things to, like the reverse technology or whatever, where the aliens crash land into our world. They take the so-called crash light and they reverse engineer it and whatever kind of thing, okay? So this is where the invisible can't be made visible in one way, but as it comes into our world, it crashes into our world to where man takes it and then it divides up what it's gathered, okay? So that's where you can see like Area 51, the alien nation, and those types of things. And the V can connect us to this year and the 2027 for the 5 and 2 or whatever. But and the illegal aliens, all these things will be overlapped and bringing in like a new type of America or new system or whatever. But from the Area 51 to the 51 presidency and those types of things, we could see a projection. But I also understand that the 51 is not the 51, but that's just like a long game thing, because I do understand the 47 to the 48, second day to the 49, and then from the 2023 to the 2030, and all these little different clocks that interweave our time frame. But so none of these kind of things were shared. I didn't even know these things per se before 2020 and the visions were given, and been working things back and whatever. It just all comes out. But either way, we are this tuning device, and we are God in a way, but we are God divided. So we are the bodies and members of God. But this is also where you have the queen bee or the queen ant or whatever. She's still an ant, okay? They still got to rule the mound and whatever, but there's also, you have the role of the jungle that everyone lives under, but you also have this mound over here, or you might be a mantis, or you might be a bee, or you might be a cockroach, or you might be a leopard, or whatever kind of, everything that, and we're all that, but we're divided because we're the man, the lion, the eagle, and the ox, okay? So one's a worker, one's a killer, one's up in the heavens, and one's man, and man can be me or you. What kind of separates us from the monkeys is the monkey is only me, 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 me. Animals are only me, 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 me. Okay? The human has the me and you, me and you. Okay? So, and then the convincing of people to work is where you get them to have money. You give them money. You set up some type of positive and negative system. All right? We need these people. We need this mound. We need somebody to do something. All right? So that's where take this money, take this clothes or food or whatever, and they all bring it together and whatever. But everything's corrupt where they're taking... It's not necessarily that it's even being sold. It's that how it's being sold. It's that you're buying a cake with 45 effing ingredients in it when it should have 5 ingredients or 3 or whatever my wife puts in it. Or you should have like real buttercream, not Crisco cream. Whatever y'all got going on that my mom used to make the buttercream with or whatever back in the day. Either way. We got the aliens upon you, people.